Good evening. I just took my medication, so I'm going to bed for the night. Gonna wait for my meds to kick in first. Watch a bit of TV. Oh wait.
An Indiana foster mother says a 4-year-old who spent most of his life under her roof died months after a court ordered him to be reunited with his birth parents. Gina Hullett said she tried to alert the Department of Child Services of abuse happening inside his birth parents' home for years, but was ignored. Tonight, our Madison Stacy has a story behind a heartbreaking case, now prompting new legislation at the State House.
Just everything in the house that reminds her of dandelions. You would squat down and pick up the dandelion.
Judah is not Gina Hollett's biological son, but from the start, he was always her baby boy.
He called me mommy, called my husband daddy. My kids were his siblings.
At 4 years old, he was already a comedian.
He liked to dance. He loved to dance.
When Judah was born in 2017, Hollett discovered he was a
Wow.
As Judah's second cousin, the Department of Child Services arranged a kinship placement so Judah could be surrounded by family. That also meant Judah was required to spend some of his time in the home of his biological parents. Early on, Hollett suspected abuse at the home.
Very, very sweet and loving up until he would have visits and then he would come home angry.
Hollett says she tried multiple times to alert DCS to the potential abuse, but that they never acted on her claims.
I'm screaming for help and nobody's listening.
But Hollett at least knew he would be safe once he got in her arms. Judah seemed to know that too.
Oh, every time he'd come home from a visit, he'd tell me, "Take off your shoes, mommy." He knew if my shoes were off, we weren't going anywhere. He wasn't going to visit. We were staying at home. He would scream and they would have to pry him off of me because he did not want to go to visit.
In April of 2021, Jenna says a judge mandated that Judah be sent back to live with his biological parents for a trial home visit. Any further access to Judah would depend on his biological parents, her cousin Alan Morgan and his wife Mary Yoder, who denied the Hollett's access.
And it went from 3 days a week to just completely ripped them from us, put them with them, and we weren't allowed to visit them. So in my eyes, he was probably scared. Didn't understand why we dropped him off there and never came back. I was mourning him then, but I always had hope that we would see him again. I even told my husband I'm going to start writing him letters so when he gets older, I want him to know that we always loved him.
But those are words of love Judah never grew old enough to hear. On October 11th, police found 4-year-old Judah, the boy who loved music and dandelions, dead on the bedroom floor of his parents' home. Court documents show he was found naked, covered only by a blanket and bruises. An affidavit also shows Mary Yoder told police her husband would shut Judah in the basement, naked and alone, dimming the lights as a scare tactic. She said Judah was bound with duct tape and beaten as punishment for not being potty trained.
The only thing I can do is try to make sure that it doesn't happen to anybody else. I'm tired of hearing about the system failing children and babies, and nobody should have to bury their children, although it wasn't his birthday and he was my baby.
And Judah's story has caught the attention of state lawmakers. State Senator J.D. Ford met with members of the Hollett family. He just filed a bill that centers on making changes to what information DCS must include in their end-of-year child mortality report,
cream
specifically
face
about
cream
children
is
with a previous history of abuse.
almost empty again.
Information, and we need it sooner rather than later. We need to do it.
So Gina keeps pushing, because for Judah, it was already too late.
I'm having such an overwhelming amount of stress try to get justice for him, because it didn't have to happen, it shouldn't have happened. He was happy with us.
Judah's father faces charges of murder and neglect. His mother faces neglect charges. Both pleaded not guilty at an October arraignment. The family is holding a benefit lunch and vigil for Judah in LaPorte tomorrow. We do have more information about that event and
Tomorrow
details on
is
the
Thursday,
registration inspired by
August
Judah.
the
That can be found at WTHR.com.
August the
I thought Spider-Man was coming. He looks pretty busy right now, but I promise he'll show up.
what's today? I forget now. Oh my goodness.
The itch. Try Dr. Scholl's Athlete's Foot Cream. Cures and prevents athlete's foot with 24-hour relief of itching. Much better. Try Dr. Scholl's Athlete's Foot Cream.
Marlene Eisenberg videotaped her baby girl for the first time. That's a pretty girl. That's a pretty girl. She's so smart.
That's November 24th, 1990.
Judah Morgan's life was tragically cut short in October 2021, but this weekend he was honored as family planted a tree and placed his ashes at the base of it in Whippingham Park.
We had him cremated, so I wanted him to have a final resting place, and
Lena says it got approved for me to go get my hair dyed again. I have to book an appointment now. That's all I have to do now because it got approved today, I guess. Yep, so I'm gonna get it done again. So I thought I'd let you guys know. Yeah, okay. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.